I mean, you look sensational tonight.
Thank you.
What about... I mean, you must change every 5 minutes, it seems to me.
I do. The most difficult thing about it is, first when I went on the show, I knew what I wanted to do. You know, I thought I wanted to look like those actresses from films in the 30s and 40s because they always looked high. Joan Crawford, Rita Hayworth, and have... so all the women say, oh, I love what she's wearing, I love what she's wearing. And I thought, that's what women want to see. You know, even if the lines aren't that good, at least they'll have something to look at. But then, after a bit, and we started getting all this mail about the clothes, I suddenly realized that 50 million people are looking at what you're wearing, and they're saying, oh, I don't like those shoes. Or, did you see your earrings? Oh, a bit loud, aren't they? Yeah, I didn't like those. And I would go into stores sometimes in my disguise, which I did in a sort of headscarf and sunglasses, and go and buy a pair of stockings, and then I would hear them discussing me. I said, what did you think of that dress last night? Well, I didn't like it, and I didn't know, it made it look too big, you know, her shoulders were too big, yes, I'd leave the shoulders to Crystal. And, and I thought, gosh, they actually spend hours and hours and hours discussing it the next day. So then I sort of got a bit paranoid. I thought, well, I've got to be perfect every time I go on. So I now realize that I've got to, I have a responsibility to all those people. And so we spend a lot of time on doing clothes that now look a little bit different from the first 2 or 3 years, because now all the other television shows are copying the way that Alexis used to dress. When I came onto television, they didn't wear sort of hats with veils and gloves and nipped-in waists and a lot of jewellery. And now they're all doing it on all the other shows, so now I want to do something different. And I wore a suit the other day that I bought in Paris in America.
You bought it?
No, well, yeah, I bought it, but they paid for it.
Oh. That's my girl.
Aaron, it was, you know, just a steal. It was Pierre Cardin, actually, was from his new collection, but it was rather extreme. And it was just a very plain suit, but it had these wings sticking straight up, like angel wings. And I was doing a scene with Diane Carroll. When I turned, you know, I was sort of looking over the top of those things. And when they saw it, they said, never wear that suit again. They never usually tell me off, but it was definitely never wear that suit again. And in fact, actually, that suit was the laughing stock of America. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just waiting until the TV critics get a look of it in this country.
Is there a pressure on you to... I mean, we're talking about dresses and Joan Collins. Everyone says, Joan, you know, what does she eat? How does she look like? How does she stay so sensational looking? Is there a pressure on you not to just, you know, wander down to the shops in an old... I mean, you can't do it, can you? You can't put on a pair of jeans. You can't just wander off anymore.
Of course I can. I feel, I certainly don't want to particularly be photographed or go to a premiere or go on your show wearing a pair of jeans. Or, I mean, I would if it was necessary. I don't have a lot of vanity in that respect. I mean, a lot of actresses I know go to...
They expect you,
They go to makeup in the morning in makeup. They do. I mean, I'm not joking. They go into makeup and they've already got it on. And they take it all off behind closed doors and put it all on again. But, you know, Linda Evans and I don't do that, and a lot of other actresses don't. But the pressure, I suppose, is really... When Peter and I were in the south of France this summer, and I went around on the boat all the time with no makeup on and wearing a bikini, and I was eating the croissants in the morning, the thing that I really didn't like was the fact that the paparazzi there with their long lenses taking these pictures was then sort of plastered across the front page. There she is, that's what she looks like, you know, no makeup, sunglasses, and not looking, obviously, like I look now. And I think that's a bit unfair because I refuse to have to be done up all the time, and I'm going to continue to, in my time off, which I've got to have, to wear what I want. And if that's an old dressing gown or a tracksuit, then I'll do that. And but at the same time, I'm not going to come and meet you or the Queen, or go to a premiere or a party looking that way, because that's not, I don't think, what I want to, and I don't think the public want that either. No. But I am a real person, you know.
You had the most unbelievable, it was the equivalent of Beatlemania in Regent Street not so long ago when you opened the lights. Now, were you, Joan, taken back? I mean, you're getting reaction around the world. You've been voted the world's most beautiful woman, woman of the year, all these things. But to come home in a place where sometimes things aren't written that you want to be written about you, and find that genuine warmth from Joe public, the people you really are trying to appeal to, I mean, that must have got to you.
Oh, it did really get to me, Des, because I had a rather, I thought, sort of slightly witty speech prepared, but when I saw there were almost 6,000 people in Regent Street, and they really...
And stopped the traffic.
They were so warm towards me, and they were cheering, and there was so much love, there was so much affection, and there was so much joy that I was just really tremendously choked up. I mean, I found I had a lump in my throat and I couldn't talk. Because what I said was that since I was a little girl, I'd been coming to Regent Street, to the West End, to see the Christmas lights every year. And the fact that I was there and I was turning them on, and that all these people had come out to see me and were standing out in the cold and the snow for 2.5 hours was just phenomenal. I mean, I think it was an experience that I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. I think it's something that I will always remember. And it's more than applause. I think a lot of times we do what we do because we want that.
Yes.
And
yes.
Good
Part of
girl,
the job.
good boy, well done. But this was the ordinary man and woman and child in England, and that meant so much to me. I was really touched.
You were a Bayswater-born young lady, a little
Yes.
girl, as you say, from London.
Yes.
You've now brought to us, all right, you may be on screen the lady we love to hate, but you brought back a little bit of the old golden era of show business and Hollywood. You're a star, Joan, and long may you be. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you,
Joan
Jess.
Collins. Merry Christmas again.